So it's 2026 and everybody's talking about whimsy. And you ever look at a whimsical person though and be like, that must be nice. Like, okay. So I used to think that whimsy, before it was a thing, was for just privileged people, not people like me. And I actually learned that it was survival mode that was keeping me from being able to access my own sense of whimsy. And so if you're feeling like, I want to be whimsy, what is whimsy? I want to do this looks great, but what the fuck? I mean, fudge. Then this is for you. So let me talk about what whimsy is. This is my own definition. I mean, I think it's pretty like standard, but I didn't like look this up. Uh, Whimsy is not just being happy all the time and frolicking all the time and pink and ribbons and bows. It's not that. What it is listening to your whims, because the prime word or the key word, root word is whim, WHIM, which is something on impulse. It's random and it's uniquely yours. And when we do not listen to those whims or honor those whims, then you can't be whimsy. And so right now you might be feeling like, I don't even know what my whims are. So this is how survival mode steals your whimsy. Number one, survival mode is all about diligence. You are too diligent to access your whimsy. And diligent is caution. Whimsy is curiosity. They clash. They cannot mold together. You start asking yourself, like, am I doing this right? Are they looking at me? This is embarrassing. Am I going to embarrass myself? What are the consequences of this? Oh no, oh no, oh no. You get scared. You become fearful and vigilant. And did I say diligence? Vigilant. Okay, anyway. You start feeling like trapped by your own caution. And so you don't have any space to even be curious about what you would want to do in the first place. Like, what is a whim that you have? You can't even be curious about what's happening in your own self enough to listen to it. An example from my life was when I first started theater school. I wanted to be an actor since I was like 4 years old, but life got in the way. I was like working all the time. I was stressed. I was like, what the heck? And then eventually I just went to theater school. It felt very random. It was one of the most whimsical things I've ever done at that time. I was like 23. And I got there and it was a very privileged class. Like, most of the people in there were white and rich, and if they weren't rich, they were like middle upper class, you know. And here I am, the only African American person in the almost the whole program. There's like a couple others maybe, but and so singing class was the worst. Like, we had to do musical theater singing, and it was like the worst. I felt so out of place. They kept giving me solos. I'm like, please don't give me a solo. And they gave it to me, and I can't sing. At the time, I could not sing because I couldn't breathe. And I couldn't, like, my teacher told me I was the most tense breather she's ever met. She's always told me not to F it up. She told me I'm always letting the devil win because I would be crying. I would throw up. It was like a whole, it was really hard to just let go. You would think a musical theater class would be fun, right? Like, oh yeah, fun, skipping and singing and dancing. And that's what I thought it was going to be. But no, it was one of the hardest classes I've had. It was so, the thing that I wanted to do most with my life required me to let go and play. And I could not do it for the life of me. And I didn't know why at the time, and I thought something was wrong with me. I felt like every time I got on stage or every time it was my turn to do something, I was just frozen because I was afraid. I was vigilant. I was angry too because I was vigilant. I was like, these people are out to get me. Like, there's no way. I was protecting myself all the time So if you feel like you're always protecting yourself and you're hyper aware of somebody judging you or you're not doing it right, then you're not going to be able to access your whimsy at all, because you're always in self-protection mode. And it took me a while to realize that, but that was definitely the reason. And then number 2 is we like to add productivity to everything. So if you do have a whim, but then you negotiate and be like, well, what's the return on investment in this? Like, why am I doing this? Is this productive? Can I monetize this? Why there's no reason to do this because it doesn't have some kind of outcome that I need, you know? And so that is when you are negotiating your whims and you're not honoring your whims. So maybe you hear them. Maybe you're not as protected to where you can't even hear them, but now you can't even do them or like let them be important enough to act upon. And that happened to me too, because I used to be a fitness coach online. I mean, I still am a fitness coach to like very specific people, but I don't really like put it out there like that anymore. And it's because I was just trying to make fitness more playful. Like that's my job now, right? I try to bring play into women's lives, and I did that through exercise and movement at the time. And I thought it was fun. I was like, yeah, let's do this. This is what I want to do. And as I did it, my own movement practice became, or my own whimsical moving self became, oh, I got to set up my camera, or oh, I got to film this, or oh, I have to write about this. And it just felt like it was hard to do something just because I wanted to do it and not make some kind of content out of it because I'm trying to like push myself online and, you know, be visible and all that. And I got burnt out too because I really had a mission to kind of beat the fitness industry because it's very toxic. I'm not going to go into it. I have a video on my channel about it. Go into that if you want to. That was at the time I refused to go into it. But I will say that the fitness industry thrives on anxiety from the sellers and the buyers, and incentives, and like the way you view yourself is becomes, and not just like physically your body, but like the way you view yourself just as a person just becomes something to put on a show with. And it wasn't fun anymore. So making fitness playful made fitness not playful for me. Because I'm like trying to convince the world that fitness could be playful. Like I was like, okay. But once I rejected that and I stopped trying to be productive with my movement, my whimsy movements, it became mine again. Like my fitness and my movement practices became my own again. And I'm really happy about that. And as I let go and become my whimsical moving self again, I find myself wanting to kind of like put my toes back into the fitness industry and share my philosophies and knowledge, but in a different way. But you'll learn more about that later because that's on the back burner right now because I'm doing something else. And then number 2. So wait, let's go. So number 1 was you're being too vigilant. Survival mode means vigilance. Number 2, survival mode means everything has to be productive. And number 3, this one is connected to everything, even things I didn't mention yet or won't mention today. Survival mode keeps your body braced. It keeps your body stiff. It keeps your nervous system in lockdown. And so what this means is it's hard for you to receive. You have tension. You can't even breathe. Like I was in my musical theater class. That's when I realized how tense I actually was. I didn't know I was tense because it was so normal for me. But now people are talking about it more. So maybe that's something you notice. If not, I have a breathing video somewhere and you can look at that. Just go to my channel and type breathing or breath. It should come up. And you can diagnose yourself and see how you breathe. But I just want to say that for me, it was about receiving, especially in my dating life. I had a boyfriend at the time, one time, and he told me that I stopped myself from smiling all the time. He asked me, he said, "Why do you always stop yourself from smiling?" And I didn't even know I did it. And I was ashamed, and I didn't have an answer, and I kind of just looked down and I shrugged. And he was like, "Oh, well, that sucks because you have a nice smile." And it just got real awkward after that and quiet, and we didn't really last long. But after that, I realized that I did hide my smile a lot, not just from him, but from a lot of people. And it was like, especially with men though, like I couldn't receive anything to respond to. My body wouldn't let me receive and respond as the feminine energy wants to do. So my femininity was like locked up. And after that, I really strived to unlock myself and practice receiving from men. And if you ever have like kind of a rough relationship with the father figure or men in your life, then this is probably something that you want to actively work on too. And after I did, I'm married now. And it's funny because my husband thinks that I'm super random and whimsical, and it's one of his favorite things about me. And he always tells me that I make his day and that he loves my smile. So my whimsy, like, is something that my husband cherishes about me. And I feel like I wouldn't have been able to access it without the realization that I was in survival mode and I had to work really hard. But I don't want you to work as hard as I had to work. So I've created something called Whimsy cards. It's a print and play card deck. You print it out. You can it's tactile, so you can make the cards yourself. And they have prompts on there to help you access your whimsy safely in a way that's gentle and not just ripping off the band-aid like, "Go be whimsy," like I had to do, and your nervous system's all fried. So I want to offer that to you. The link is below. And you're also welcome to subscribe to my channel because I'm going to go deeper into this whole whimsy thing. This is just the beginning of me talking about it. So if you want to talk more about it with me, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.